Gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court.
Well, there ain't nothing much to say here except howdy, partners. It is the RankKing's court tonight, 6:30. We got beers on deck. We got country music that's going to be discussed. And boy, the weather is so hot, you can write about 7 country songs in the span of 30 seconds, and you make a hit. Welcome, everybody, to the RankKing's court. 6:30, as always, on Twitch. Here again, the Reagan stamp, the shock tops, the boys in the studio. We are in for a rootin' tootin' show for tonight. Joined me, as always, Oracle Vo and Noble Knight Greg. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing well. We're back.
I would say
had a little vacation there.
Yeah.
So
Vacation, if you will.
Vacation.
Yeah.
It was for me.
It was. Yeah.
Location.
I would say, Austin, that was probably the second best Southern accent I've heard in the last month. So credit to you on that one. That Northern PA influence is starting to creep into you. I could tell right away. So it's going well.
It's interesting enough that you say second. I'm wondering who the first was now.
I have a friend down in Louisiana who called me.
Oh, well, Louisiana, shit. It got me beat for miles. Got me beat for miles. I don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for tonight, boys. Obviously, we took I will say this, our first, quote me if I'm wrong, but our first recess of our entire existence. Correct? This is the first time that the RankKing's court had fully taken a week off.
There was that one time where you almost died, and I wasn't here.
That was entertaining.
That show,
that was entertaining.
The show went on, yeah.
The show did go on. Me and Deke had best friend time, is what it was, and it was glorious, I must say. Yeah, so
it was.
It was glorious.
So,
yeah. While you were fighting for your life, I had the time of my life. So yeah.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes. You just got to fight for your life. But in 83 episodes, that was our first week off. Let it be known to anyone, we are the warriors of Thoughts from the Bench here.
Way less than draft day, mind you. Just point that out.
Oh, jeez. Wasn't going to mention.
Way
But all right.
less.
But I want to do something a little different. Kind of the other shows have been going about it, and I thought we'd bring it to light here on the RankKing's court. There is this special thing we are all involved in here sitting at the tables, and a round table, mind you. The Thoughts from the Bench, what is bringing us all together right now is
Together?
Well, let's.
Sometimes it's
you
bring
gotta
us
be
together,
you gotta be very
tearing us
careful
apart.
when you say it that way, bud.
bringing us together, tearing us apart.
Yeah.
It's engaging us.
That's a
is
better
what
way.
I will
That's a
say.
much
That's
better
a
way.
better way of
Yes,
saying it.
It is engaging everyone at Thoughts on the Bench. I will give you that.
But of course, I am talking about the glorious thing known as the Thoughts from the Bench Music League. Go into a little bit of detail here of the description of it. Our friend Steph brought us all together for this.
Has been on this show a couple times, for the record. Has been on the show.
Twice. Yes, twice she has.
Yes, she has.
Wonderful soul.
Called you out for your bullshit a lot, so yeah, it works out.
Well, everyone, when you're right all the time, someone has to try, so I get it. But the Thoughts from the Bench Music League is going on full storm right now. Basically, what happens is a category is given, and each of the members that are included in the league will submit not one, but 2 songs devoted to that particular category. For instance, we just finished our One Hit Wonders playlist. Really thought that I had it locked down. In fact, was the first one to, maybe the first or the second. I think Greg was actually the first one to submit.
I thought the one I picked would have been like the winner by far.
There's a
which
lot,
one was
man.
Come on, Eileen.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was gonna be the winner, but hey, all right.
It was. Hey, I went in a traditional route. I selected "Bad Day" by Daniel Powder. Was really shocked. I mean, it got 5, but I thought it would have been a lot higher. And as well, I selected what was my other one? It was "Teenage Dirtbag" by Wheatus. What's a Wheatus anyway? No one will ever know. Vo, what were your selections again, friend?
I honestly forget. All the ones I
You don't even have notifications. You just willy-dilly this thing, man.
I was on vacation, so I wasn't checking. But let me double check.
That's like the LSAS excuse for why he dropped out.
Thank you, Greg. I was just gonna say
I'm on
that,
vacation for a month. I'm not gonna have time to listen to music.
What were my
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Grind Project, what's up,
did
homies?
What's
up, Grind Project?
I regret not doing that one. Oh, I had the Friends theme song.
Yeah, I was the only one that voted for that one, Vo.
So
I was the only one that voted for that, Vo, so I'm sorry. I thought that one was a nice one.
Thanks, I appreciate that. What was my other one? I was going to do Who Let the Dogs Out, but that was taken.
Yeah.
Replay by Ayaz.
That was a good one, actually, I must say.
That was a nice pull.
Yeah, I had mine was obviously Come On Eileen, and then I also did Party Like a Rockstar, which I'm surprised got more votes than Come On Eileen.
Hey,
I was very surprised.
Greg, I will say, as soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh, there's competition. That's a banger." And I've never heard anything else by that.
If you go on their Spotify list, their top 5 are literally Party Like a Rockstar, and then 4 different remixes of Party Like a Rockstar.
Really?
That's how
That's
you know it's a
hilarious.
one-hit wonder.
That's absolutely hilarious. At one point, I wanted to do the Crazy Frog, but that kind of felt more in the earworms category that we did a while back. Was not gonna put you guys through that, to say the least. And right now we are on this category, deep cuts, which is already getting a whole lot of buzz from today.
You threw some controversy into the group. Just saying.
No. Yeah,
you kind of did.
No, Greg. That's the problem. I submitted this, and controversy fell into words and texts from other individuals in the group that tried to make it seem like my song was not a deep cut. Steph, I am looking at you, my friend. I understand your reasoning, but LA Devotee by Panic at the Disco is a deep cut. I'm obviously not going to give my other one away, as that is a surprise, although I would assume that most in the group, judging by the artist, would probably know who else I picked. Will say Greg and I are the last 2 to submit, so I will most likely submit them after the show. I did not want to do during it, as well as I also wanted to not give the boys at draft day. I chose to submit after their show. I watched it. I did not want to submit it during and send them all in a frenzy. Next time, it might be the case. But very excited for this. I believe the standings are as followed in 1 through 3. I believe Steph is at the top. Then it is Deke, and then Denny, who made a very surprising.
Top 2 this past one, man. That was a great round for him.
Top 2 this past one. I was originally in 3rd place. Denny snuck his way back in. He is ahead of me by 1 point. So I would say, for the most part, the group is very tight. It's a very tight race, because anything realistically could happen. Huge thanks to Steph for putting this together. It is literally, honestly, what I look forward to every single day. especially all the shit talk that goes along with it. So
Can I also just say how petty we all are because of the fact
we're
too,
very petty.
we're very
this.
petty about all this,
Yes.
and also if you look at the deadline too, we technically have 2 months to submit our choices
Yeah,
for this round.
It says like due like end of July.
Yeah,
and it's
this
like,
is
oh.
yeah. We are 2 months ahead of schedule just because of how petty we are to everything.
Well,
so.
not only pettiness, but I think Deke, when he talked about it, I think he put it in a very light form. That if we were to do this every single week and we would have to wait a week, I think this would get very, very old, and I think that we wouldn't continue with it. So I think the fast-paced action of it. I mean, my brother and a group of his friends. Now, granted, he has 5 people in his altogether. Wow. They are already on round. Now he tweaked it a little bit, so he doesn't have 40 rounds. He has 34, but he tweaked it. And they are currently on round, at least from yesterday, they are currently on round 25 of 34. Jeez. So they are flying by. Very, very excited because we always talk about, who put what, who put this. I'm very, very excited to see what deep cuts. The songs that were picked were very, very good. Always intrigued to see how the scoring system plays out because we are very, very conservative. I started being very, very conservative after week 5. I think it's a very shock if I give a song +2 now because I just like a lot of the stuff that's put in there. So I'll put +1 in for most of my transactions. It'll be 10 songs that I do +1. Will that change for this one? I don't know. But what we do know is we have a wonderful show planned out for you guys tonight. And before we get there, we need to understand where the boys are located this evening. How and where are we at, boys?
RankKing's Court is live today from the Union Fitness Studios, located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out with a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community that it is. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation. Through Union, there is strength.
Good stuff, boys. Very, very excited. Obviously, we won't get into a replay of last week. Last week, we were off. So let's jump right into tonight, which Vo and I thought, trouble with TH and F sounds. Apologies, linguists. Tonight, Vo and I thought it was very, very appropriate since Vo had just been to Tennessee. I am recently on a trip from the Kenny Chesney concert. That was on Saturday.
You better pick up your trash, Jagoff. Just saying.
Dude, I didn't have any trash.
I don't care.
I didn't have
picked up your damn trash.
Hey, for what it's worth, city of Pittsburgh was really, really nice this time. There were trash heaps everywhere. People were always throwing stuff in there. Pittsburgh's not a bad place for Kenny. I want people to realize that. The garbage issue, yes, but it's gotten a lot better. This was my first time went with obviously the lady, and we had a wonderful time at Kenny Chesney. Saw some old friends, listened to some old music, new music. Just a wonderful experience. Kenny, I hope you come again, man, because that was wonderful. Don't know if you're watching, probably not, but shout out to you, Kenny Chesney, because you put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, Grind Project is watching, and he was there too.
He was what?
He was at Kenny Chesney.
Dude, all right. Obviously, I missed because we found out about this on Thursday. I was coming home from work, and Brie had called me, and she said, "So Kenny's coming Saturday. Do we have any plans?" And I said, "Not anymore. We don't. We're going to Kenny."
Okay.
So, like I said, the show was amazing. A lot of people. I should have expected a lot of people to be there, but obviously, since this is when COVID hit and everyone either had held on to their Kenny Chesney tickets or were refunded, we were the ones that were refunded and ended up actually spending a lot less, about $35 a ticket for the nosebleeds, which was really nice.
Wow,
actually.
that's kind of a steal, actually. You think about it.
It was, honestly. You had all the legal, not legal fees, but all the other fees that came in there. It's still, how concerts are, guys. So you have to go in there. But tonight's show, since Vo and I debated, we thought it would be very, very appropriate to make this show all about country music.
Your favorite.
Now,
oh joy.
yes. So Greg, I know you hate it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on you, or you don't hate it, but you don't listen to it. Though I'm curious about you because you have a very differential style. Your music taste is almost similar to Greg, but you have tweaks here and there. Like, do you honestly find yourself listening, I would say, I don't know, maybe a good couple hours of the day, or maybe an hour of the day? Do you find yourself in a country loop? Do you listen to a lot of country music? And especially, I would say, in the summer.
In the summer, yes. I do listen.
Not interested in the winter?
Not in the winter.
Not
no,
interested.
when the sun's out, that's when you have to listen to country music.
And sunny and 75, man.
Yeah,
I get
since
you.
I got back from Nashville, like, I've been listening to country music now.
Hey,
like,
I got
more
that.
than usual.
And
you're just in the groove now, essentially.
Yeah, like
for
I'm
it?
still in the country mood right now.
We even saw it for songs, again, going back to the Music League, songs that were you wouldn't think the person would pick. Deke, being big on country music now, selected
huge,
some
colossal,
Luke Combs.
ginormous, yes.
So,
Or as
Chip
likes to put it as goat roping music.
Goat roping. And I even have my old red hat that I got down in Nashville.
I do see that now. Grind Project 532. That was the section I was in, so I was way up there.
Way up in the nosebleeds. Damn.
Hey, 35 is 35. I'll take it. Great seats no matter where you're at. So, country music is starting to take hold of Thoughts from the Bench crew, and I'm very, very excited. I grew up on a lot of older country, obviously from my father and my mother, and kind of I'm okay with like this little bit of the style of the pop country that brings today. I think there's a lot of good artists that come with it. Obviously, there's a lot of songs that I go, what is that? We'll get to that in a second. But I've always appreciated country music, and most people might not think that by my other music style tastes of the mostly post-hardcore, metalcore, rock and roll. I listen to a lot of rap. So, I mean...
Country core.
Country...
Do not tell me that's a thing. Do not tell me that's a thing. God help
I don't know. There's electronic core. There's got to be country core out there. I've seen I did see an album. I did see a group that they originally known as Punk Goes Country, and now they're just simply known as PGC. Where they would play country tunes in a more punk sense. I'll send you guys the link to that after this.
I've heard them.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of them aren't bad.
They actually liked a tweet of mine back when I gave them a shout out, so they liked that. So I thought it was pretty dope. But yeah, country music is the style for tonight. I'm very, very excited. Let's jump right into it, boys, with Radical Ranking number 1. All right. Radical Ranking number 1 is simply this: the country music guilty pleasures.
Now, do we need to put a definition for what a guilty pleasure is?
Okay. So yes, this was again
by all means, yes.
Going back to the Music League, guilty pleasures are, in my honest opinion, songs that you listen to that are bad, that you personally think are bad, but they stick in your head, man. Do you think they're good? Everyone else thinks they suck, but you hold that true. You hold that true. That these are your country.
The definition's basically like songs that are generally considered as bad, but you are too afraid to admit that you like.
I feel like they're like embarrassing songs.
Embarrassing songs that you are afraid to admit you like.
I think that definition sums it up. So I got 5 here.
Ping said that's not what a guilty pleasure is.
Ping's out here throwing slander, trying to get you to correct yourself on this.
Ping, welcome to the show. How are you? Always good to see you, buddy. Obviously, we had Ping on for our Star Wars Battlefront 2 episode.
Yeah.
awesome individual. So
He
we'll
said Smash
see.
Mouth is a guilty pleasure, but an
We'll
amazing
see
band.
how these guilty pleasures go. These are personally my guilty pleasures, songs that I enjoy, but other people in my mind despise. Let's start off with number 5, a song that I actually hated at first, but it stuck in my head, man. And it comes to us from a country, I wouldn't say legend is a hard term to describe, especially with country music. But I'm going with The Boys Round Here by Blake Shelton.
You hated this song at first?
At first, because in my old days, probably I want to say in middle school and high school, I would watch the top 100 every single week.
Oh yeah.
And I would say, why is this on here? And this was one of them at first. I mean, the lyrics alone, because Blake Shelton is a great lyricist. Like he always was in his older times, especially when he had his long hair. Still got 2 songs from him when he had his long hair in that album. This one, the chorus, all the boys round here drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls.
I was like
trucks,
trying to figure out what song is this because I can't recognize
it.
Now that he's like singing it, yeah, I recognize it.
Then
yeah.
it says chew tobacco spit.
Chew tobacco, spit. I mean, it's literally, it's just like, God damn, stop it original. But I would find myself in my car when I didn't have an aux cord at the time, and it would come on, and I'd be like, no. And then after like 6 listens, I'm like, oh, boys around here, let's go. Especially, again, like how it ends, like chew tobacco, spit. Like it's a lot of people hate it because, like I said, Blake was always like really good for his lyricism. And when he came out with this one, it almost felt like he sold out to the public, sold out to like
he needed to put a single out there. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and it's like I said, we know this. It's really tough for people that originally started way back with music to kind of transition their music to a more widely spread audience. I'll say that. So, but yes, that is mine. Another one. Now, this is the most recent, and I'm gonna bleep because that's all I can do for this. This is simply "Bleep by a Country Boy" by Wheeler Walker Jr. This individual, man,
he's something.
I always found, again, like it's hard to even say the song titles because I can't. It's all swears. Like it's all like. But
I would say here at Thoughts from the Bench that we
don't swear.
We don't swear. Yeah, we are good. We are good folk here.
Yeah. I remember he was always on a podcast that I listened to. They'd have him on as a guest, and he'd sing some of his songs, and you're like, "What? Like this is a real song? Like people actually listen to this?"
But dude, I love it. I love it because he knows what he is. Like he's hilarious. He knows the country music and he wants to exploit the scene and be all funny with it. It's a very weird comparison, but what Electric Callboy does in their videos, and Vo, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What they do in their videos, they know what they are and they know how to grab an audience. And that's exactly what Wheeler Walker Jr. does. He knows that the funny side of the country music scene. He knows all the stereotypes. He knows everything. Go listen to this song. It's absolutely hilarious. And I think for the video, like they had him on, like, he was like, "Are you sure you want this guy on talking about this, this, and this? It's a kid's show." I'm like, oh, the kids love it these days.
Yeah, Chip said
Society
and everybody's against rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be a little more worse than like the rap language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so. And then we move on to number 3. Again, despise this song when it first came out. However, after multiple listens to, after multiple, I'll say, events, I couldn't leave this off my list. This is Red Solo Cup, Toby Keith. I love this freaking song, man. I don't care what anybody says. The almost like
Oh yeah, I've heard this one. Yeah.
the almost romanticism that he puts behind a Red Solo Cup. Like, oh, I feel you up. Let's have a party.
Are those your dance moves when that song comes on? Just out of curiosity.
100%.
I was gonna say, I could totally see you doing that, just like vibing with your hips moving like that. Yeah.
And then he grabs his red Solo Cup and starts swaying back and forth with it.
Saying how like, oh, you could be blue or yellow, but I love me a Red Solo Cup. I'm like, there is nothing else like it, Toby.
Big fan of bars that serve their draft beer in Red Solo Cups. Just saying.
Big fans.
Big fan. R.I.P. Needs Hotel. Miss you.
So yeah,
Sound like
Red Solo
you're gonna
Cup
cry
by
right
Toby.
That was a great bar. Just saying.
Put it in this perspective. It's almost, I would say, pure poetry when it comes to the art of expressing love for a particular cup filled or may not be filled with various beer liquid. So
Beer liquid.
Beer liquid.
Is there other liquids in that beer, or is it just beer? Are you saying?
Just beer.
Okay.
Just beer.
Okay.
Presumably just beer.
Presumably. Okay, we got it.
Presumably just beer.
Presumably,
no one else knows what you're drinking until you say it.
Presumably. Got it.
Grind Project said you should have been at the tailgate with a red Solo Cup playing some good old flip.
I should have, man. Listen, I know. I should have. I know. Believe me.
He probably would have lost. He would have beat you.
I don't know.
100% next time.
Austin strikes me as the type of guy. He's got the nice lower center of gravity. I think he can pull off flip cup real well. I bet.
Is that a way of saying I'm fat, Greg?
Maybe.
Is that
we have a karaoke time.
Oh no.
Austin doing a square dance. I don't know if that's an impression.
How do I do that?
I don't know.
Do the get up.
You grab your partner round and round, and that's basically what you do.
Just get up and like.
He shocked up his partner.
Stupid ass. How am I supposed to...
Be nice to Chip.
I know. I thought that was Denny at first, so that's what I was saying. Because Denny's always the one that redeems the karaoke.
Call him into a meeting.
Chip, I appreciate because that's a unique one.
Suspend his ass for a week.
That's a unique one. I enjoy that. I wish I could have given it to you more. Wish I could have given it to you more. I know. I appreciate it. Maybe
stand up. We can both do it. We'll like hold hands.
Grab your partner around and around. So we can go around until you go.
There we go.
Almost should have like a fiddle in my hand while I do it. Man, I love it. Chip, appreciate it, man. Thank you again. I thought it was Denny. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said that. So there we go.
Way to cover yourself.
Let's move on to number 2. One that I actually put in my original Guilty Pleasures playlist for the Music League app. This is probably the worst example of pop country, but I will listen to this at a tailgate. I'll listen to it driving because it's really one of the only songs. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people that appreciates this song, and that is by good old Florida Georgia Line. This is Sundays.
Not featuring Nelly.
No, not featuring Nelly.
Nelly's not in this one.
I will say this. I mean, the lyrics itself, it starts out, I'm going to grab my flip-flops and going to play some flip cup and rock a little bit of hip-hop and Hagger and Jagger. Like, okay. Like, talking about they got J's on. Like, it's a mash of everything. But I will 100% throw this song on. I want to throw it on literally any tailgate that I was at in college. I really wanted to play it, but I knew the majority of the crowd would be like, no, boo, boo. And that's why I didn't do it. Listen, the next time the Thoughts on the Bench has an event, this song's going on, and y'all are going to listen, and y'all are going to appreciate this stupidity that is behind this song. I love it.
Would you consider them like country's Nickelback?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
I was gonna say.
I feel like a lot of people don't like.
Yeah, I was also gonna say though, like, wasn't Florida Georgia Line? I would kind of argue were the ones that kind of like started the whole like poppy country type thing.
So that's a good take, Greg. I think pop country has always existed. I just don't think it was more or less brought to light until the song Cruise by Florida Georgia Line came out. Mm-hmm. And I think then everyone and their mother tried to write essentially a pop country song. I mean, take the song, it's an honorable mention, but Drunk on a Plane by Dierks Bentley. I feel like a 7-year-old could have written that song. 100%.
Hey, don't talk about Dierks like that.
He is a big Dierks fan, actually. I can't confirm.
Listen, I'm just saying. All right.
He might be my favorite country artist.
I forgot he came to Slip too. Remember that?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I wasn't there for that.
That was when there was him and Big Sean did like the back-to-back spring concerts. Or no, that was Brantley Gilbert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Brantley Gilbert.
My bad. I get the two mixed up.
Brantley Gilbert.
I get the two mixed up.
But yeah, when Florida Georgia Line hit the market, like it was a unique taste that people kind of had to absorb in a sense because they knew essentially that pop country was going to become mainstream now. That's what I'll say. I think they mainstreamed pop country. Is that a real take? I think that is.
Sure.
That was a question.
We'll
I'm glad
we'll
y'all.
it.
But
we don't want to give you a hard time on this one.
Shut up.
There's still a lot of show left.
Sundays by Florida Georgia Line at number 2, and then number 1. Man, don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Achy breaky heart, Billy Ray Cyrus obviously takes the number 1 spot in my country song Guilty Pleasures. Obviously, Billy Ray dealing with all kinds of issues. And I will still throw this song on when I want to just hang out with the boys, drink a beer, sing a song.
Who in their right
This should not be the song I would go
I was going to say, who in their right mind actually goes out of their way to pick this song?
Me.
Oh. Boy, you are something, Austin, if that's the case.
Grind Project says that's my number 1 favorite country song of all time. On you, Grind Project. Love you, my friend. Love you. What about you guys? Any country song guilty pleasures for you?
Wow.
Pretty much any song for you. Country song.
He has to like it, Vo.
I'd say the Get Up. I do like the Get Up. And then
would you throw Old Town Road into this category?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would. 100%. Yeah.
I thought about it, but then I was like, I think a lot of people just genuinely like this song. Yeah. So I really like it too. Now, with screaming kids screaming it, like the Kids Bop version all the time, yes, it becomes very infuriating. But the actual version of its song, like I was like, again, really hated it, and then just came on full strong with it at the end.
You know what other one?
What?
Famous by Mason Ramsey.
Little Yellow Kid. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh man,
honestly, no. I mean, like all these ones that he listed, I can kind of like, I could be all right with, I guess. But like, I would never go out of my way to actually play any of these. So,
Foreigner has a good question there, Austin. If you want to read that one.
Why are you listening to Kids Bop? Because I am a camp counselor, and all my kids play the music.
He educates the youth of America during school season and in the summer. God help us.
This one time summer camp.
It's a good question, though. It's a good question.
Can he rank to the songs?
Can I rank the songs?
Oh, boy. All right, let's get on to our second radical ranking of the evening. Coming to us again, I know it seems like I'm taking a lot from the Music League app, but it's too perfect here in this scenario when you're talking about country music. So these are the top country one-hit wonders. And honestly, I firmly believe you guys will know number 1, and that's it.
Okay.
I promise you that. You two. Now, some of the rest in the audience, Chip, you might know some of these. I know my dad listened to a lot of these back in the day, which is why I know them. I'm not going to spend too much time on them, though, because it's pretty straightforward. I'll simply name the song, and then I'll go to the streaming section in Spotify and how many times it was streamed versus the rest of their catalog.
Okay.
Because it is a doozy. So let's start off with the first one. This is, I had to make sure I got the name right. Thank you. Convoy. C.W. McCall.
No,
Doesn't ring a bell.
No idea.
No, I figured. Look, so C.W. McCall, Convoy, 35 million streams on Spotify.
Wow.
The next one, 4-Wheel Drive, 3 million streams.
Oh my God.
So definitely a one-hit wonder. It's really all that he had put out. So everybody just kind of roll with it. Number 4. To pull these up now. Make sure I spell the name right. Okay. Number 4, Harper Valley PTA by Janine C. Riley.
Wait, was this legit like a parent in a PTA that just decided to write a song about it?
That's what it sounded like. I did listen.
You want to know? Because the amount of streams for this song and the rest will blow your freaking minds, guys.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
Enlighten us.
Harper Valley PTA, the remastered version,
Okay.
20 million streams.
Okay.
The next song, The Backside of Dallas, 210,000.
Damn. I mean, it's wow.
Right?
Yeah.
It is the very definition of a one-hit wonder.
Mm.
I know this is one of my mom's that she would listen to way back in the day. I picked up on it. I said, oh, this is a good song. I wonder what else she has. Oh, a lot of nothing. Okay.
And
so that's really the
PTA.
Huh.
Next, at number 3, this is one that every worker just wants to do, man. Number 3, this is Take This Job and Shove It by Johnny Paycheck.
Johnny Paycheck.
I love the name.
Johnny freaking Paycheck.
I love the name, honestly.
It honestly almost sounds like I don't want to say like a particular wrestler, maybe like a middleweight wrestler, like kind of like a Stone Cold Steve Austin blue collar worker.
No, you know what this is? This is absolutely one of John Morrison's gimmicks when he's trying to do an indie run. Because like
I could see that.
Because like I don't know if you know this, but like any indie promotion that John Morrison wrestles in, he changes the last name. So like he's been Johnny Game Changer, Johnny Elite,
Johnny Mundo.
Wasn't he Johnny Nitro for WWE?
For like the beginning, yeah. But like, but on the indies, like when he wrestled for Impact Wrestling, he was Johnny Impact. Like it's just a gag that he always does. But like, yeah.
So yeah, that could be him.
Mm-hmm.
So Take This Job and Shove It, 34 million streams. The next song, I'm the Only Hell Mama Ever Raised, 16 million. So not as big of a gap, but still, it's the only song I ever knew by this man.
He looks kind of like a one of those really bad prosthetic ape costumes from Planet of the Apes, and just put a mustache over it almost.
Yeah,
Caesar.
Chip says Paycheck had a lot of music.
See, I don't agree. Like, I get it. You might think that. Like, the only song that I knew I ever listened to, maybe my dad listened to, Chip, was this one. Now, he had maybe some other ones, but they weren't as big. And I think that really, like, spoke to, like, why, in my honest opinion, that this was a one-hit wonder. So now,
we have the top 2.
Now we have the top 2. Sorry, something pulled up on my computer. Little ad pop up. All right, at number 2, I'll listen to the song almost maybe like 2 or 3 times every week. I just love the catch of it. I love the feel of it. This is Bubba Shot the Jukebox by Mark Chestnut.
This one, I did listen to this one before the show. It was actually pretty good.
Dude looks like a chubby Tom Arnold.
God, I love that. It's just the story behind it, that a couple of guys after work just sitting drinking beer, and then a sad song comes on. Well, Bubba didn't like it, so he shot the jukebox. Sheriff comes, police come. They're like, Bubba, you idiot, you could have just turned it off. But it made him sad and it made him cry. So he didn't do it.
That's fair. Chip asked if you were alive in the 70s. Austin wasn't, but Foreigner was.
Yes, that is accurate on that one. And also, Grind Project is saying that you...
I say I see it. I see it. These are one-hit wonders. I'm sorry that you were in tune to the rest of their catalogs, but I believe they are one-hit wonders. And finally, you all know this song. It comes on, I think, almost... I don't want to say every single wedding, but the more country-themed weddings that I've been to, this is always one. Sometimes you might hear a cover of it. Sometimes you might hear it on the radio. This is The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band.
Okay, first off, when you said played at every single wedding, my immediate reaction was Cotton Eye Joe.
I know.
That's what I was thinking when you said
I know.
this.
I didn't think this, but this is a good one.
I'm trying to remember. I've heard a band do a cover of this that was excellent, but I can't remember who.
Zach Brown Band.
Thank you. Yes, they
Zach
did
Brown.
an excellent cover of this.
They did it live. I don't want to say what year it was.
I do like them, actually.
I don't remember what year it was, but they did it at CMA Awards. I remember that because I watched it live. It was incredible. So much so that I had to watch it again on YouTube the next day because I couldn't imagine the amount of hand movements of the guitar. Oh my gosh, the fiddle playing, beautiful. But yes, Devil Went Down to Georgia, obviously the #1 country music.
How far apart are the streams on Spotify for this one? Just out of curiosity.
I will check right now. So
because you do have Marsha apparently is questioning you for saying this is a one-hit wonder.
So The Devil Went Down to Georgia has 161 million streams.
Okay.
The next song, Long Haired Country Boy, 50 million. It does not seem that, but it's a whole 110 million more streams than the next song. We got to think about that. But this isn't, honestly, I know, I am Marsha, Uncle Chipper are probably going to say there were other ones.
He does have an album called A Decade of Hits. So he might have had more.
I just couldn't find myself listening to any other song by them. I personally have not heard any other song by them. So
Ping has a good point. He said the generation that listens to this music hasn't been using Spotify.
That's fair. I
So
mean,
that's a good point.
That's fair. I mean, my parents do not use Spotify, but yeah.
I think we got my dad's Spotify, and he's been all up on it, just searching up old country music and everything. A lot of Tom Petty, a lot of Hootie and the Blowfish, that sort of scenario. Stuff I grew up on. So, but yes, in my honest opinion, those are one-hit wonders. Come at me. I don't care. That's my opinion. Eat it. As I drink a little Shock Top.
What other one-hit wonders do you guys have in the comments?
Yeah, please.
I got none. Please. I have any? No.
I don't know. I try to think of a lot of pop country ones. Not a lot, because a lot of the pop country scene is they just make one hit after another. I don't know how to even say because I even tried to research for the pop country scene for this category. It was really hard. It was really hard.
That's just because they produce just banger after banger, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, banger after banger, and like they're just always producing music. And somehow I always find a song that I really, really enjoy on it. So
Could Achy Breaky Heart be a one-hit wonder?
yes,
Because I don't really know any other
but
Billy Ray songs.
he did make a weird remix to Achy Breaky Heart. I don't know the rapper he did it with, but it was a weird, like they got abducted by aliens and shit. Like I don't even.
What?
This was like 10 years ago when like Miley was doing her bangers scene or whatever. And that was too far ago, but it was around that time that like bangers came out. And I think he just wanted to like, it's like, I could do it too. It flops so hard. But yes, I enjoy all these songs. I hope you all do it too. But yes, these are my country one-hit wonders. Right now, might not be a hard debate, but I think this is a start of a discussion. So let's get to the great ding 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 debate. Debate is this, guys. Which is better? Classic country or pop country?
I think your cat has an opinion that they want to share.
Oh, he's purring because he sees his chicken. He sees his chicken in the distance.
Oh,
and he always
okay.
meows when that happens.
I'm glad your cat is at least eating healthier meats. I appreciate that. Yeah, I want to load up on all the cholesterol and stuff that could.
Well, the lady purees it for him, so he's basically spoiled at this point.
Well, yeah, no kidding on that.
But
Chip's comment: he has 2 other songs and a hot daughter. And then Grind Project gave us the order. It's gonna go Greg.
He did, yes, he did.
Austin.
So Greg, Vo, and Austin. That is me. So, Greg, I know this is gonna be interesting for you.
Yeah.
Because you don't listen to very much of either. But
No,
if you had to
not.
pick one, do you roll with the more old classical style of country, or do you feel a lot more drawn to more of the pop sense of pop country? What's your take?
Honestly, if I had to pick between the two, so for me, like one specific like country band that I at least enjoy to a degree is Zac Brown Band, and the reason I do is because they're more rock based, and instead of that, so that I would lean towards that as like a little more classic country. But
I would agree.
But what I can appreciate about pop country is that I appreciate it's like now come to the point where it's almost like a melting pot of different like artists and genres that have like thrown their hat into it and just produced like different stuff all over the place. So just for the sake of getting new voices and just coming up with some of the strangest collabs you've ever seen because of it, I'm going to say pop country.
Okay, so pop country, but you lean more towards Zac Brown Band, which is classic country, but you like the sense of the direction of the creativity almost of pop country more.
Yeah, because nothing about classic country like grabs my attention just because I've never been into it. But at least with pop country, I can appreciate like the uniqueness that it brings. Because I mean, like hell, Old Town Road was not something that anyone would have seen happen like years ago, and then when it did, it just blew up and it was great. Honestly, like it's that type of creativity that I think is going to be big for country moving forward now.
Take that horse to the Old Town Road, ride it till you can no more.
Exactly.
All right, Votash,
Yes.
the Oracle, classic country or pop country?
I would piggyback off of what Greg said with pop country. I feel like there's more a variety of artists. Like Kane Brown has songs with Marshmello, and who else did he have a song with? I forget what it was.
The Marshmello one's the big one for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like weird because like I that's like
Khalid.
Khalid, yeah, he did do one with him, yeah. The Marshmello one's interesting for me because I really don't know if it's like fine line between country and EDM. Like I don't know where it stands.
Well, that's
obviously,
the thing. It could be country, it could be EDM. So there's a variety of music there. But most of the artists I listen to, like Dierks Bentley, Sam Hunt, Chase Rice, Mitchell Tenpenny, like all those are all my favorites. So they're all pop country,
They're
things
more
you hear on
pop
the
country
radio,
based. Yeah.
things you can listen to on a nice summer day. Whereas like classic country, I wasn't in the country back then, like old school country. So pop country is where it's at.
Okay. While I appreciate the direction and the creativity that pop country gives, I will always be a classic country guy. And that's mostly just because I grew up with it. It's really hard to shake something when you've been listening to it for so long. I would obviously give some artists out, but that's going to come in something later. Just know that I appreciate more of the old style of country music. I would say around maybe the year I was born. So the 90s. The 90s was like a great year for like regular country music. The 2000s, and then when we get into more like the 2010s, the 2020s, that's where the pop country drives in. And don't get me wrong, I love all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. There are some. It's just that when I listen to a classic country song, I can go, okay, I enjoy that. The pop country kind of, listen, again, I love it. I just know there are very bad pop country songs.
That's
They're
what
very,
any
very bad.
kind of
That's
music,
any
though.
genre, though,
Yeah.
bud.
Right. No, of course. If I was comparing the two in terms of which has more swings and misses, I would figure that, in my honest opinion, the more classic country has more swings, where the pop country tries and sometimes misses. So
Yeah,
I'll go
I mean,
classic.
I mean, it's like with pop punk, for instance. Like you can have any of your favorite band drop bangers, and then the next day you can listen to Emo Girl by MGK.
But Grind Project has the best. He has the best, not the best spin. He has a good point. It really depends on the mood you're listening to, like the vibe you're in. You know, you could, in my honest opinion, I could go for either, depending on the song, of just like a day out with the guys on the river, drinking beer, or like a country concert, just hanging out, tailgating, like any kind of thing like that. I feel like both can play an important role. But just for the sake of argument, I think, in my honest opinion, I enjoy classic country more than I do pop country. But do not touch that dial. Go use the facility. Go grab yourself a nice cold beer on a very, very hot day. It's supposed to be hotter tomorrow, like 93 where I'm at. Like probably it's going to be like 100 with humidity.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a scorcher. But for now, let's sit, relax, AC units in, and come back for our top 10 ranking of the evening. Stay tuned.
Let's dive right into sports, as I have strong opinions on that. Which college team could beat a professional team in the same sport right now?
Okay.
There is not a single answer that is better than the LSU Tigers defeating the Cincinnati Bengals.
Even if I know the pitch that's coming, every other part of me is still normal.
That's why it's frustrating for me, Greg.
It's like okay, if I know what something is coming, I know ahead of time. I still have to be able to do the action to get the result that I need.
Okay, so they won 3 games in 10 years with 3 rebuilds.
I don't lose at arguments. All right.
Especially about fast food, so yeah.
You will never walk alone. Guess what? Now you will. Coronavirus.
I barely touch my girlfriend's cat. The most I'd be willing to do is like just kind of put my finger on its forehead and just like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us is Alex Kazor from Steelers Depot.
We are live with Ryan Smith, professional cornhole player in the ACL. Ryan,
What all franchises were you able to work with in the NHL?
With Phoenix, Carolina, and Detroit.
No.
So here is Moorhead's ranking. Moorhead is my cousin. He is the rank king.
Higher
Top 10 extra Power Rangers.
Oh.
Okay. This is the top 10 emo songs of the 2000s.
There's only one correct answer for number 1. Why is F is for Family better than Futurama when Futurama is like Star Wars for potheads? Like
I know.
I'm
Well, I think
We have one or two that are mad in the chat.
You're welcome for that.
Okay, we're gonna get banned.
And welcome back. As we divulge into the top 10 ranking of the evening, had to crack open another shock top just for this one because, in my personal opinion, this one's gonna get nasty. And don't come for me. These are mine. I even specifically say mine. Okay? These are not the top 10 of this. These are not somebody else's top 10. These are my top 10. Argue if you want. You're wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong.
I did title it RankKing's Top 10.
Now, here's the question. Are these current guys or are these just all time?
All time.
Ooh, okay.
All time. So
they don't have to be guys.
My apologies. That's fair.
Some names might not be on this list. It's okay. Grab your tissue, wipe your eyes.
Wait,
grab
this?
Your pitchfork.
Are people gonna get pissed off when they see this list?
They might.
All right.
I'm not gonna spoil anything.
They could, but
it depends.
They won't know.
It depends what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
They won't know until I say it, right?
Yeah.
So let's start saying it. These are the RankKing's top 10 country artists
of all time.
Of all time. So start off with number 10. This is Tim McGraw. I think that he's in a right place on this list. The song that I really, really enjoy, it's more of a sad ballad than anything. But Live Like You Were Dying, I will always throw that song on if I'm just in a crappy mood because it really just throws you through a loop, man. Throws through all them heartstrings. Obviously, he had his thing with Nelly that he did with country, with Over and Over. Really, really enjoyed that. Just an overall, dude, bleh, bleh, bleh. Roll it back. Bleh, 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 bleh. Dude tops charts for a reason. So, Tim McGraw for me at number 10.
Chipper chimes in saying, Waylon Jennings not being on here. This could be bigger than Black Parade and Tom Collins all in one.
Here we go again. Always the firecracker, Chip. I love you.
Funny story
I really
about
do.
That, though. We did a Segway tour in Nashville, and each Segway had a name. And my sister's, its name was Waylon. Guess what? Mine was Pekka.
Pekka?
For Pecorine.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
It was all Nashville themed.
That's awesome.
Because they were like, "Oh, you're Pekka. Do you know who that is?" Like,
Pekka Renee. Love it.
Let's move on to number 9. Everyone's favorite. Now this would have went different ways. But when I say this, so everyone could go in their different opinions. But in my mind, this is the very embodiment of female country that there is. Number 9, give me Dolly Parton. It's a shame to even not have her on this list. I know there are others. I know Reba. I know Shania. I know Trisha. Like, I get it. Dolly Parton was mine. I mean, you gotta. Who else is gonna sing about working 9 to 5? Won't limit.
And she has Dollywood.
You
got her own place named.
I was gonna say you could argue she's higher just because of like all she's done in her life.
Right. It's just that I don't listen to like the total amount of disc choreography that she has. I have my personal favorites, and I enjoy her as a human being. She's just a sweet lady.
Did you say disc choreography?
Disc choreography, yes.
It's discography.
Doesn't matter. Words are irrelevant.
All right. Shrek did it. Does not like this pick.
Denny has apparently chimed in and has claimed
Denny, welcome to the show. Always late. We are appreciated to have you, though, my friend. You are joining us for my top 10 country artists. We've already been through 10. Tim McGraw. At 9 now we have Dolly Parton.
And it is the RankKing's top 10.
Yeah, not the top 10, the RankKing's top 10. Big difference.
You. So let's move on to number 8. Another old heartthrob that people enjoy so much. I love some of his tracks. I'll throw it on just when I'm listening in the summertime. And that is number 8, which is George Strait.
Not a huge fan, but I could see why he's on your list.
I mean, Check Yes or No will always be in like my heartthrobs of singles. That, it's the story of, how when he was a kid, he literally like got this message from a classmate that literally said, "Do you like me? Check yes or no." And then they end up married, which, I mean, you can't go wrong with like such a heartthrob of a story. Amarillo by Morning is another one. Write this down. Take a little note. Like, gotta love some of these songs, man. I appreciate George Strait for what he is. I know a lot of people, it's tough when it comes to, because I'm incorporating a little bit of everything, not just classic. I want a little bit of pop country in here as well. But for me, George Strait falls with number 8.
And other people like say his name in their songs.
Yeah.
They refer to George Strait in their country songs. So like,
yeah,
top 10, I could see that.
He's big. Yeah. Number 7 has one of my all-time favorite country songs of all time. Couldn't leave him off the list. Number 7, we have Brad Paisley at number 7. The song that I'm thinking of, just tell me if you guys have heard this. Greg, I know, Bo, you most likely have, but Greg, you probably have too. I don't know, from a lot of like growing up or everything. But the song basically goes, this guy literally, all he does is fish. He doesn't spend time with his wife. And the whole point is that he reads this note and everything. His wife comes up to him. He's like, "If you go to that fishing hole today, I'm going to leave you." And he was like, it starts off all sad. And then he goes, "Well, I'm going to miss her." Can you imagine that? I love it, dude.
Dedicated to fishing.
Apparently, yeah.
You got to hit that fishing hole, man. I love the song. Having a hard time escaping this title. There we go. Title of it. Will come back if my memory serves me right.
Does he still make music though? Like, I haven't heard.
At times, I think his last might have come in like the late 2010s, maybe 2019. I thought he had something in 2020, but I might be mistaking him for something else. But I mean, he's done a lot. He's had duets with like Carrie Underwood. Maybe that's not right. I think it's Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, it was Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, for Remind Me, he had a duet with Alabama for literally the song Old Alabama. Love that track. He's just a lot. And then, you have just all of his different stuff that comes into play. Like, I love a lot of his stuff.
Like Nationwide is on your side, Chip says.
Yeah. Peyton, what are you doing? Well, you got this one over here and this one over here. Nationwide's on your side. Gotta do it. Number 6 comes to us from the pop country variety. I saw this guy live. I thought he was incredible. The energy that he brings to these shows. Number 6 is Thomas Rhett.
Oh, yeah, he's good. We saw him on Friday.
Yeah, I love the guy. He's awesome. A lot of his tracks are just very kind-hearted. I even love the song Vacation is a banger to me. I'll play that driving down the road. I'll be bumping up in the car, like just enjoying it. And that's exactly how I do, Greg, just so you're aware. Outside the window, like the window's over here.
And then you're just like, okay.
He's like a dog in the
might
car.
Might be a little dangerous, but hey, I'm not gonna say no.
Danger suits people. That's all I'm saying. But he had a lot of still making music today. Wrote a song about his wife that was very, very beautiful. Go check that out. All of his music is fantastic. Just a wonderful human being. Yeah. So Thomas Rhett at number 6. We move on to number 5, another pop country icon that is taking the world by storm, and that is Luke Combs. I love what Luke Combs is doing to the country music industry. Whether it is songs that Beer Never Broke My Heart or She's Got the Best of Me, like there's something about putting a particular spin of your own, especially with country music, because a lot of people, for instance, with hip hop and rap, it's about the beat and the production and the flow of the lyricism. For this one, it's a lot, honestly, about the twang of your voice. That's what defines a certain country music artist. And Luke Combs is beautiful. Like his voice is just incredible. I remember a specific memory where my brother and I, Ian, we always bet on the Thanksgiving Dallas halftime show of who it's going to be. And he originally said Luke Combs, but he said, he's not that big. Guess who comes out? Luke freaking Combs. And I died. I went, ha! Nerd! I love what the guy brings. He's even catching the ears of people in Thoughts on the Bench like Deke, who never listened to country music before. Just an overall wonderful, wonderful person when it comes to music. Luke Combs at number 5.
Yeah, and if, like you said, they write about their personal life and everything. If I was a country singer, I would write about the time Austin forgot about Wendy's.
Makes sense, yes.
That'd be probably my number one song.
Baconators by morning.
Yeah.
Somehow forget by the time of the show. Let's move on to number 4. Greg mentioned it already. I don't care what they may not have made anything recent, but I love almost every single song that they do. Number 4, Zac Brown Band. I will die by this hill every single time. Chicken Fried will always be one of those glorious songs that I will always listen to. You have their cover of Devil Went Down to Georgia, which, again, we touched on, is an amazing, amazing track. It is on Spotify. Yeah. Please check it out. It is live. It is beautiful, wonderful, everything about it. And they even have songs that, aren't as poppy. Colder Weather, for instance. One of the more saddest ballad of country songs that I've listened to. Beautiful. And all in its own right.
And they did a cover from Greatest Showman, too.
And they did,
from now on.
Yeah. I saw them when I was in high school because they played one of the post-game fireworks shows at PNC Park.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, I was like 17 or something. And they were very good live. I do specifically remember them being excellent. And
they're just performer. Like they perform a wonderful show.
Yes,
they know what they do. And all of it comes around. I even their Jacqueline Hyde album, I thought, like, Homegrown will always be a song that I will play day in and day out in the summer. It's beautiful. Then let's get to number 3. I just went to this show. Amazing, amazing. Number 3, Kenny Chesney. The guy knows No Shoes Nation. No Shoes Nation, people. I can tell you right now that some of the tailgates I've been to in college, Keg in the Closet, which he didn't play, I was very surprised by, will always be a song I listen to. Beer in Mexico.
When the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down, like
that had Uncle Cracker in it too.
Yep. Another song that I recently grown very, very fond of, especially the live version, because it almost felt more rock than country. Guitars and Tiki Bars. Always. I play that song, I think, once a day now when I'm just driving. It's so awesome. The guy is just an amazing person. I love every single aspect about his music, what he brings. Even to collab with people, he did a song with like the likes of Pink that I never would thought that Pink would be influenced in a country manner, so to speak. But her voice works for it, man. It works, and it wouldn't have been there without Kenny. Yeah. The guy just really knows how to make good music and just knows how to party. Like, maybe that's what it is. The guy's always just seemingly, in my honest opinion, Kenny Chesney is
country.
Well, yes, but he is the poster child for summertime in country. Mm-hmm. Always on a boat, fishing, drinking, hanging out with people. Just, that's what he is, man. And I appreciate him for him.
I'm fascinated to know what his workout routine is. I really am.
Dude stays in shape.
That's
He
what
really
I mean.
does.
That's what I mean. Because like I think that's the thing that I think everyone pushes is like he does 2-hour concerts and he never takes a break, at all. So
Yeah.
like I'm just fascinated to know how the hell this dude, because he's up there in age too, isn't he? Like 50s.
Yeah, he's about in
54.
yeah, I want to say in his late 50s
Yeah.
maybe.
So like
54.
the conditioning this dude has to be in is insane.
This one now was tough because, in my honest opinion, it is the country artist that I most listen to now versus the country song artist that I listen to
Growing up.
from when I was young till now.
Mhm.
It was really, really tough. I ultimately went with the guy that I most listen to now at number 2.
Okay.
I drove to Virginia to see this man with a bunch of my friends. A more bluegrass style of country. This is Chris Stapleton.
I think the first time I ever heard him was that song he did with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And I must say,
Really?
I think that was the first time I ever heard him, and I will say he was pretty good.
So the first time, I want to paint a picture. The first time that I heard of Chris Stapleton, I want to believe was in college. A lot of people, the first song, including me, the first song that they had ever heard of Chris Stapleton was his cover of Tennessee Whiskey. That was the first song that a lot of people heard. If you're paying attention to the background, Chris Stapleton was mostly a writer. He wrote a lot of the great country singles that people are doing today. And he decided finally, it's my time to shine. And I mean, guys, is honestly, in my honest opinion, if number 1 wasn't number 1, he's the best thing going for country music right now. He just is. Like, he had, I don't often, I have about 6 vinyl records. His latest album is one of those vinyl records that I will just throw on. And when I'm doing, like, I'm cleaning the house or like getting prepared for something, like I'll just throw it on. There's not one song on it that I will skip. I mean, great singles like Starting Over. It's wonderful. The most one that I listened to right away, and I said, this is going to be a nomination for country music single or country music like top song of the year. And it was You Should Probably Leave. And he ended up winning that award for that song. And I said that as soon as his album dropped at midnight. That's how good I knew it was.
Do you have any proof?
Of my drunken escapades around a bonfire with a bunch of friends? No, I do not. So,
I can't believe you then.
No proof. I get it. Stapleton 100%. I'll drive 5-6 hours to see him.
That's
I'll drive a
dedication,
day.
I'll give you that.
I love the guy. I really want to see where he plays next. I know that you guys aren't into country music. I would check him out if you haven't already.
I like country music. Don't group me with Greg.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'll show you my Spotify.
Oh, send me a. You'll end up sending me a playlist with all the songs you have linked up in the Music League. Oh wait, you don't have notifications. All right, loser. Number 1.
I do have them on now, but I still I got it the other day, but not yesterday. It's weird.
Stapleton, 100%, is the best thing going for country music today. But in country music in the past to today, his farewell tour is in motion right now. This will be his last time taking the stage. It's a well-deserved career. Number 1, the guy that I was brought up on, Alan Jackson.
Ah, okay.
Alan freaking Jackson, man. He's one of the, I always equivalent to this. My father showed me 3 artists when I was young that stick with me today. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hootie and the Blowfish, and Alan Jackson. I the first song I ever listened to was Drive, which it is the story. So, I mean, he had this album. He had like how many albums that he would just, when I say album, I actually mean like the CD, not the vinyl record, just so you're aware in the picture. Where we would throw into the good old 2001 Ford Expedition and just drive along the muddy roads of the farm and just listen to. Drive is essentially that. I learned how to, essentially the song goes where people, young kids that have their father, the parent figure, that teach them how to drive a certain thing. First one is a flatwood boat, 75 Johnson, Ranch and Soap. Got that. You have a worn out Jeep and a good old, I want to say the other one might have been a tractor, but don't quote me on that. I have to re-listen to it. It's been a while. But the premise is this. I learned how to drive along the farm when I was young, and that song spoke to me in that way. Now, obviously, Alan Jackson has a lot of bigger hits. I mean, just all the kind of like, let me just rattle off some names for you. Foreigner, I see your thing. I didn't want to go there. We'll talk about that later. So we go to Alan Jackson. Chattahoochee. I love that song.
That's a good song.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never really how much that muddy water meant to me. 5 o'clock somewhere is always in any of my playlists that I make. No matter what. Him and Jimmy Buffett, all day. Little Bitty. Just another song about a small town. People in it. Gotta love it. Small Town Southern Man's another one. It's more of a ballad, but I appreciate it.
He even had like Christmas albums and everything too.
Oh yeah, dude. Like this guy had everything. And it's a well-deserved career, honestly. I mean, he's probably in his late, he has to be in his late 60s, early 70s at least. Let me just make sure I fact check that real quick. Google, you suck. Alan Jackson. Age 63. So he's 63 years old and one of the best mustaches I will ever see in country music. Always with the 10-gallon hat, just loving everything about. I will hands down die by this hill. My two top all-time, Stapleton and Jackson. It varies every couple of weeks. But I will say I think this is the appropriate time. Stapleton 2, Alan Jackson at 1. And obviously, the whole 9 yards, 10 yards, so to speak, I guess, of the 10 individuals that we have. But those are my top 10 country artists. Obviously, there were some that were missed.
Yeah, I like your top 10. My top 10 would be a lot different.
Well, you have a lot of pop country in it. So, I mean, it's a lot you say you listen to the likes of Chase Rice and all those guys. And I do appreciate.
Dirks would be number 1.
I don't
He has so many good songs.
Buying drinks for every party. Look, it's a party.
The guy says Jason Aldean. I'm not a fan of Aldean.
You know what the lyric that pissed me off about that song was, Vo?
Which one?
For that Drunk on a Plane?
Yeah.
Rockin' like a G6.
What's wrong with that?
Popping bottles in the ice. Like a blizzard. Like a G6. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, Rascal Flatts.
I do feel like
one.
I do feel like one, and I would say this because actually my parents love him. Garth Brooks.
Yeah, my dad.
So that's what I've been hearing a lot, man. Look, I wasn't the biggest Garth. I appreciate what he's done. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
I bet he's good. I really bet he's good, but it's not my. Look, I get it.
He's number
Grind
11
Project. I get it. Okay.
Carrie Underwood top 10.
Yeah, especially on looks, I'll give that.
Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Is that Kelly Clarkson?
No,
And,
that's Carrie Underwood.
I get the two confused all the time, honestly.
What?
I really do. Honestly.
American Idol, I guess, but other than that, like,
I mean, like, I can understand you confusing Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood, but come on, man.
I mean, Miranda Lambert is even making music today. I just saw on the top 100 she has a song that if she was a cowboy, if I was I'd be wild and free. What else would you be, Miranda?
So when we went to, it was CMA Fest in Nashville this past week. So Friday night we saw, it was Kane Brown, Cole Swindell, Kelsey Ballerini, Carly Pierce, Thomas Rhett, and who else? I think that was it. It was
I would imagine
good
Thomas
show.
would close the night. Yeah.
No, Kane closed the show.
Kane closed the not. Oh, that's a crime. That's a crime.
The one guy next to us was like, "You guys have fun listening to this rap artist."
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
Like, wow.
No, not in the slightest. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Kane Brown, but he's certainly not a rap artist, for God's sake.
Chipper, Tim McGraw's wife is good looking and sings. Yes, we can confirm that.
Good old Faith Hill. Ah, Chippy.
I do want to throw this in before we end the show. Toby Keith, his one song, I Don't Want to Talk About Me, or I Don't Want to Talk About I, or what is it, You? Whatever it is.
On that line, yeah.
My reading teacher in 6th grade had us learn the song.
What?
I still don't know why. Every year, she had her class learn that song.
Did it have something to do with the lesson, though?
No, I have no idea. We still don't know. Everyone remembers it.
Huh.
But we don't know why we learned it or anything.
I know, Grind Project. What about Conway Twitty?
Right.
I know.
Gabby Barrett was there.
Honestly, do you want to know why it's not
Munhall resident?
Yeah, she only did one song, so
just saying.
Do you want to know why it's not Conway Twitty Grind Project? For the amount of times I was young and watching Family Guy, and anytime they would be like, "And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty," and they would veer off and have like a 6-minute thing on Conway Twitty that he would just play a song live, and then they would be like, "All right, now we actually have to pay Conway Twitty money in order to do that, so we're not going to do that anymore."
But it wasn't live.
But it wasn't. Yeah, well, it was live at the time.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Where's Kenny Rogers?
Kenny Rogers. Is that no? I'm thinking of a different guy, or maybe I'm not. Is he the one that does The Gambler?
Yeah.
No. You gotta know when to hold him. You know when to phone him.
That's him.
Kenny Loggins. Highway to the danger zone. That should have gotten more votes, and you both freaking know it.
I gave it +2. Calm down.
I know, but it should have gotten more. Everyone was on their Top Gun hype.
Chip says Waylon Jennings.
I'll agree with Chip on Alabama. Alabama had a lot of Waylon, yes, it's tough because, like I said, because a big one that I'll name that was really, really hard for me not to put on this list, Willie Nelson. That was a really hard one for me.
I was gonna ask, like, would you consider Willie Nelson or even like Leonard Skinner in this one?
I would consider Willie Nelson. Skinner was more of like classic rock with a country twang.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
What about Johnny Cash?
No, that's kind of like in that same thing with Skinner.
Yeah.
They're like a rock and like little bit of country like mixed there.
Yeah, no, I agree with Greg on that. I do love Johnny Cash though, which I don't know if you guys have seen, but the latest like trailers for that Elvis Presley movie are dropping. Dude, Tom Hanks looks weird.
All of the prosthetics that they have on him. Yeah, it's creepy.
I was like, they could have just hired a guy that was a little bit more of weight, but I mean, if he fits the part, he fits the part.
No, I mean, like, because here's the thing: if you're having a newcomer play like the lead character, you gotta have him play off of someone famous.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Right, but the movie looks incredible. I actually saw it in trailer when Brie and I went to see Men, If you're squeamish, I don't recommend seeing it. It was a very interesting film, to say the least.
It's an A24 film. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Dude, it was amazing. I'll die on by a hill that was one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
Danny wanted Darius Rucker, which...
Dude, so here's my thing with this. I love Darius Rucker, but Darius Rucker will never outshine Hootie and the Blowfish. And I know Darius Rucker is country, but Hootie isn't. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's a personal bias for me, but I will. And again, Ian and I went and saw Hootie on their reunion tour because Bare Naked Ladies opened for them. I remember that. Like, it was a wonderful
fun show. That sounds like a fun show.
It was an amazing show. It was awesome. We ended up leaving a little bit early because it was like getting, we were getting poured on. Our ponchos weren't working,
Gotcha.
especially. But no, Grind Project. No. Because I know the only song from her that you know is "It Was Meant to Be, It'll Be, Baby, It Was Meant to Be." No!
Could that be a one-hit wonder for her?
It was, but she probably has other music. I just don't listen. Like, that was one of the most annoying country songs of the summer. I hate that it came out, but I loved it at the same time when it was there. I just hate it now. But no, absolutely not. Sub to Bad Rank. You guys see that?
I did see that.
That's pretty great. That's incredible.
Bad Rank. What the hell?
Hey, can't go wrong, man.
Hey, at least I'm the good rank. We'll say that. Good rank king. So,
I mean, it is the rankings top 10.
It is.
So we have to go back to that.
You put that caveat in there specifically for that.
I feel like this will get a lot of heat, though.
I don't know. There's been other ones that have gotten way more. That didn't gotten a lot of heat before.
Let's not bring those up. I stand by my takes. I always will. Wendy's hot garbage. So,
wow.
Thank you to all that tuned in. Uncle Chip, Aunt Marsha, Shrek, Denny, Foreigner, as always. You guys rock. We appreciate episode number 84 in the books for the RankKing's Court. And we will continue to provide you with the cluster shit, I guess I could say. I don't know. Sue me. I don't know. That is this show. Just all the chaos that comes with it. So, as always, we are live Tuesdays, 6:30 on Twitch. Can catch us here next week. Don't know the subject matter. Probably a guest. Maybe not. That's the whole reason why you should tune in, viewer.
You never know what you're gonna get.
If you have any ideas or want something ranked,
well, I know that Vo gave me a long list of options and that maybe The Office was number one. So not saying it will be, but it might be coming soon.
I see.
To a viewing camera near you on the screen.
Local Twitch account near you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. Always 6:30 on Twitch here. The RankKing's Court. RankKing Oracle Vo, Noble Knight Greg, always here to provide you with chaos to your everyday Tuesday. Until then, this has been the RankKing's Court. Greg, court is adjourned.
Court is adjourned.